As documentary filmmakers, there's many skills that we have to obtain in order to be successful. But one that, in my opinion, is non-negotiable is manual focus. And you might be thinking, autofocus is good enough these days. And technically, you're not wrong. But by relying on it, you're really giving away your power. So let me show you how to master manual focus. So for me personally, there's a few reasons why I believe that manual focus is important. One, it's a technical tool, and so I think that you should master it as a part of your toolkit. Two, and this is even more important, it's a creative tool, because where and how you shift it, when you change it, can improve your storytelling. And three, as a documentary filmmaker, I often work in remote environments where technology can and often fails. And so I would rather be relying on myself and the skills that I have obtained than on an automatic lens that might fail and then leave me in a situation that jeopardizes, the film or the story. And so in order to improve in manual focus, I thought that I'm gonna, come up with a few exercises that you can do on your own. But then I actually realized that I myself have never done exercises. I've just, practiced by shooting. And so today I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna guide you through a little scene that we're gonna shoot here with my friend Moraz, who's sitting over there in his beautiful place in the mountains. And as we're gonna shoot the scene, I'm gonna explain the different ways to manual focus and how to use that tool. So here, yes, stand there. I'm gonna find focus there. So now a simple manual focus. I'm just focusing with my hand. That's how I learn to focus, and I like that because it gives me a lot of sensitivity with the lens, so it kind of becomes like an extension of yourself. And the simple way to do it without tracking the focus on a subject right now is to basically just log the focus on where my character is going to end. So I know that Moraz is going to come outside of the door, open the door, and he's going to stand right around there. So what I ask him to do is stand in, and I find focus on him, and then I'll let him do the thing. So he's going to go back inside, close the door, and then walk out and stop in the same spot. So let's try to do that. And action. Yeah, you look good, man. That's good. So the next shot, I'm gonna try to follow Mo's hand. And basically, in this sense, I already have to work with the focus a little bit. So, if you're doing this for the first time, you might have to practice. But the more you practice, the better you become at manual focusing. And so I'm just gonna, again, rehearse the movement with him and see what's the distance on the lens that I need to travel with my hand in order to stay in focus the whole time. So let's just rehearse. So you go from there to there. One more time on the thing. By the way, guys, if you're manual focusing, you need to be able to see what you're looking at, and so with that you want to have an on-camera monitor. The monitor I'm using today is the FEELWORLD SC6, which is a 6-inch monitor. It's very bright and it has all the features that you might need from a professional monitor. So for manual focus particularly, it's mainly peaking and magnification. Those are the features that I use. And is in focus. And action. And obviously now we are doing a scene that is a bit more rehearsed, but in documentary setting, once you really learn how to manual focus, then it just becomes automatic and you're able to react to the moment without even rehearsing. So in this shot, again, I'm gonna just follow the action. So I'm gonna keep the focus on Mo, and then as he walks out, I'm gonna focus into the distance to show the environment. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, and action. And so as I said, the best way to practice is to actually shoot a real scene. So if you have a friend or a family member or a filmmaker friend who can help you with that, I definitely recommend you to practice that way. Now we're going to do another shot. This time is going to be a walking shot. So I'm going to keep the focus on Mo as he walks. And the way I usually do it is that I either try to keep the same distance, and so I'm zone focusing on a distance and I make sure that we stay, you know, within the same distance. Or if the character is moving slower, then I can also use my hand to just focus in and out as he's, you know, increasing or decreasing the distance between us. Now, because you're doing documentary, in my opinion, you don't always have to be 100% in focus. You know, if your shot goes a little bit out of focus and then comes back in, it's okay, because with manual focusing it looks more natural than if it's this automatic out of focus kind of searching for a focus. First shot that we're gonna do is I'm gonna be walking backwards, and I'm gonna try to keep the same distance between me and Mo so that he stays in focus most of the time. I'm currently shooting on my 50mm Canon FD lens, and I'm at aperture f4, so not wide open. This helps me to have a little bit of a range with the zone focus. So now I just filmed the whole scene as Mo was walking around and doing his thing. And I was, you know, doing my best to keep him in focus. Of course, sometimes he will go out of focus when the movement is too fast. But I know that with the stuff that I've shot, I can put together a full scene. The last shot, I've let him walk out, and I've intentionally decided not to focus on him, but just keep the focus on the plant in the foreground. And so this is a creative way of using manual focus, where basically I'm saying to the viewer that the character is not important anymore. You know, he's leaving the scene, and this could, for example, be a closing shot for the scene. All right, guys, so another shot here. This is gonna be a walking shot of Mores coming towards me. So I'm gonna be static, but as he's moving towards me, I'm gonna try to keep him in focus. And again, this takes a bit of practice and you getting used to your lens and the distance on the focus. But once you nail this, then you can create shots that feel natural and you have full control over them. Especially in a situation like this where there's a lot of elements, you know, there's a lot of plants, there's a lot of branches kind of reaching into the frame. Autofocus might not do that well. So, okay, stand there and action. So now we're gonna do one last shot as Mo is putting the flowers into a vase, and there's two things that we can practice. So one is being intentional with the focus, basically finishing the scene just like we did back there, where I'm gonna just keep the focus on the vase and on the flowers, and I'm gonna let Mo walk into the distance, into the blurred background. And then another shot, which is gonna be a bit more of an exercise, and that's basically just trying to move closer with the camera to the vase and make sure that that vase stays in focus. Maybe I can even combine those two shots together. So we are moving forward towards the vase as Mo is putting the plants inside, and then he walks out, but I keep the vase in focus. I'm doing basically is I'm trying to move forward and keep the glass in focus. And obviously this takes a bit of practice because we're so close with the subject that I have to move the focus quite a bit. And if I don't time it right, then the face will become out of focus. So this is something that it's a bit more of a, intentional creative shot. And it would be great to have a focus puller for this. But if you're doing this alone, then it's just about practice and finding that rhythm of the speed of the movement of your camera and also of your hand. Or what I could do also is that I find the final position, I focus there, and then I just go out of focus. And so I'm coming from out of focus into focus only with the movement of the camera. I'm not actually touching the focus now. I'm just locking in right here. Oh, I like you there. So we're gonna do this. And then I'm just gonna move in with the camera until the vase becomes in focus. Or I can also go like this, focusing on Mores. And then switching the focus towards the vase, maybe a little faster. So Mores and the vase. So then let's do that final shot where like I'm slowly moving forward and you actually walk into distance. Yeah. So maybe you just pass by kind of that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pass by that way. Action. Okay, it wasn't perfect, but you get the idea. I would have to rehearse this a few times until you get the focus perfect. And so that's how you practice manual focus. You practice it through practice, Take the camera, take a manual lens and go out and shoot something. And as you practice more and more, you become better and better, which then translates into your cinematography work and into, the ability to use focus technically and creatively. Now, a few tools that can help you, obviously having a good monitor that have peaking and magnification tools. If you prefer focusing with your hand, use your hand. Some people prefer to have a follow focus. I use it sometimes, but on a small camera like this, I just prefer to use my hand. And then, explore the ways that you can use focus in a creative manner so that it supports your storytelling. And once you start thinking that way, it also becomes a bit more fun, to block out scenes and to think about what the focus is going to be doing. That's it from me for today, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.